Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Okay, so I'm sorry for waiting for me for about 1 hour. I had to do something outside, so well, here we are. And this is our first presentation of your proposal, research proposals. And we already got 5 students and 1 replacement. Priska replaces Siti Nurmulfa. Okay, is that right, Priska?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the presentation of today would be Ancha. Are you here, Ancha? Ancha Renhuar? Ancha's not here yet. And then we have Priska. Yeah, Priska is already here. Utami, Luciana, where are you? Luciana Utami is not here yet. Nanda Putra.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, you're here. And Laili Rohmatin. Laili, where are you? Laili.
Baru join, sir. Laili mah baru join.
Okay. Okay.
Oh iya, Pak.
Okay. Let's start from who will be the first presenter. Priska, Nanda. Yes, Priska or Nanda will be the first presenter this morning.
Nanda aja dulu, Pak.
Okay, Nanda. What about you, Nanda? Are you ready to present your
Yes,
proposal now?
ready.
Okay, let me give you some advanced information about the rule of the presentation. You have about 10 minutes to present your proposal. So there is no need for you to read the proposal, just present it, right? Present your proposal, because I'm going to give you score on your presentation, the way how you present your proposal. That will be a particular score for you in your presentation. And then you'll get some suggestions from your friends, from me also. And that's very important for you to take notes on the suggestion or maybe some correction. And at the end of this semester, you'll get 2 options. There will be 2 possibilities that you might come into at the end of this semester. First option or possibility is that you pass this course, this class, this seminar class. Yeah, just you get your passing grade. And the second option, the second possibility is you pass the lecture, you pass the seminar class, and you also get my approval as a proposal. What's the difference? If you get my approval and I put my signature on your proposal, then I think it is a very important step you take this semester, because just continue the proposal to your consultant and you do your research there, and that's it. Shorter time you need to finish everything here. Okay, so try to be cooperative, to be open-minded, because if you still think that your proposal is already perfect, you need no more revision or correction, then it is the beginning of your problem. Okay, so start your presentation by opening your mind. Okay, listen to any suggestion. If the suggestion is okay, is sound, is good, then use it use a suggestion or correction in revising your proposal. Okay, and after revising your proposal, then submit your revised proposal to me, and I'm going to read it again. If there is still some improvement you need to do, then I would send your proposal back, and you revise it again, improve it again, and if you meet my standards, okay, my standards is just one, feasibility. If your proposal is feasible, not feasible, right? Feasible, it means that you are eligible to do your research by using your proposal. And okay, I'll put my signature on your proposal, and you just come to the head of the department, show her your proposal with my signature on it, and she'll be glad to approve your topic and also your proposal. Okay, so that's the difference. Well, I think there is no other words to say this morning except that you must work hard. You must be serious in this if you want to graduate from this department sooner. But if you still have more time, then okay, you may be relaxed. You may be okay. Yeah, you may be doing what you are going to do. That's up to you. That's your business. That's your life. But don't blame anyone if your graduation is postponed until I don't know when. Okay. So if you want to graduate sooner, right on time, then try to be cooperative. Try to be open-minded, right? Open-minded. That's very important. Open-minded. Try to think that okay, our friends are good guys, and they give me good suggestions, good corrections, and okay, I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to improve my proposal. I'm going to revise my proposal, and my lecturer is also good. He's trying his best to help me with my proposal and try to improve your proposal. That will be great, right? But if you close your mind, you do not accept any ideas from anyone, then you say, it's all already perfect proposal. Okay, maybe you have some consultants outside there. I don't know, but well, you've got a very big problem because you must start your proposal from scratch, from zero. Okay, from zero. You start everything from blank page, and that will be very, um, very boring, very boring, and very um, uninteresting, right? So that's my advice this morning, right? Try to be cooperative, try to open your mind, try to revise your paper, and try to make your proposal as good as possible. Okay? So try to listen to your friends, try to listen to me, and listening is not enough. After listening to suggestions, other comments, corrections, and take notes. Okay? And right after this, try to revise, try to improve your proposal. Okay? And try to resubmit your proposal again to me, and I'm going to give my opinion. If it is okay, then I'm going to say it's okay. Okay? If it is still not okay, and you need to improve your proposal, then I will try there. You need to improve this by doing this or that. That's it. Okay, Nanda, are you ready? No, this is you can
Yes, sir.
okay. You can use your presentation now. This button, listen. I'm going to okay. Listen to you. Your time is 10 minutes. After that, your friends have time to ask you questions or give comments or suggestions or corrections or whatever. Okay, time is yours, Nanda.
Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm Nanda Putra Sundawa. I will present about my proposal entitled "The Representation of Leadership of Dylan Rhodes in No You See Me Too movie." Okay, first I will explain about the abstract. So in the on the abstract, so this study which I will analyze in the future or soon, uh, the purpose is to identify and describe about the representation of leadership of the main character Dylan Rhodes. Uh, Although in the Now You See Me Too movie, there is at least four the main character on that movie, but I just the character I just Dylan Ross as the character that I want to analyze because on that movie on Now You See Me Two movie, this Dylan Ross has two leader, the Dylan Ross leader in FBI and also in uh, leader on the Force Horseman, if you know, and that and in this proposal or in this study, I use a descriptive qualitative method to analyze on this research. And then I also use uh, the leaderships based on Robert K. Greenleaf as my main theory that I use in this movie in order to analyze and describe about the representation of leadership of Dylan Ross. So, and then the instrument I use note taking, and then the step on the way that I use is watching movie first, search for the script, and then learn about the theory from K. Greenleaf also, and then I start to analyze the movie on the character or the representation of leadership. And then from the theory, there are maybe 10. There is listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, forensic stewardship, commitment to the crowd of people, and building community. So that's are the theory. Those are the theory that I use to this or my research. Okay, next I will introduction. In introduction, this focus research focus on how to analyze and find the representation of leadership of Dylan Rhodes in No You See Me Too movie. In addition, it's also the important thing to in movie we can learn about something like the representation of leadership of the character in the movie, especially of the main character. So and then it's useful for the audience to help them enjoying the movie and learn some knowledge also from the movie. So from the literature review, I get some two thesis that uh, about leadership is from Aprianti in her thesis entitled "The Analysis of Leadership Style in Redcliffe." So this research, the purpose is to determine if the leadership style figure contained in the movie Redcliffe 1 and Redcliffe two. And then there is Gunawan, 2016 in his thesis entitled "Analysis of Leadership Style in 300 Rest of an Empire" movie by Zack Snyder. And then this is also about the leadership theory of leadership. So the aim to describe the types of the and the function of leadership style. The those are thesis that I guess is also use the descriptive analysis theory. So from the other theories is about film. So a film creates a illusion that what happened on the screen is objective record of event. A film has become part of a vast cultural construction system that represents social reality by Clara to under on her book 2004. And also that representation, the existence of representation in literature arises from one's point of view and belief that literature work is merely a reflection, description, shadow, or replica of the fact. In this context, literature work is defined as a description that reflects a reality by Teo in Putra 2012. And then I mentioned before that I use the theory from Robert Guy Greenleaf. So when Robert Guy Greenleaf said that uh, servant leader begin with the natural feeling that one wants to serve. Then conscious choice bring one to aspire to lead. Robert Guy Greenleaf 2011. And this is the 10 concept of servant leadership by Greenleaf that I mentioned before in the abstract. So again, I will mention again. So there are listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, forensic stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and building community. So again, this is the theory or 10 concept that I use as my main theory on my research. So in this, the next will I will explain about the research methodology. So the research first, research method. The research I will use qualitative method. So qualitative according to the Buchan and Taylor in 2005, qualitative method was procedure research that result descriptive data as words, not relating to value, meaning, and understanding. Again about data sorts, I will use No Use Me 2 movie with conduct about 20 to 29 minutes, and also I use the script as the data source. On the step to collecting data, first I will watch the Now You See Me 2 movie and also read the script, and then I will learn about the theory of leadership, and then I will identify the representation of leadership of Dylan as the main character in the movie, and then I will find and wrote my finding after analyze the representation of leadership of Dylan Rhodes as the main character in Now You See Me 2 movie. About the last about technique data analysis. So the data analysis was start by classifying the relating to 10 servant leadership concept by Robert K. Greenleaf. There are listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, forensic, stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and build the community. By looking at the dialogue in the script and also what's the skin of Now You See Me 2 movie. So, and this is the reference of my proposal, so you can read by yourself. And thank you. So thank you for your attention. Uh, that's all for me for my explanation and presentation about my proposal. Thank you for your attention.
Okay,
That's all.
thank you, Nanda. Um, wait for all the students finish the presentation, then the other students would ask you questions or give you suggestions, right?
Right.
So, wait a second.
Okay,
Now
sir.
let's go to the second presenter. Priska, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Today I will present my seminar proposal, and the title is An Analysis of the Feminist Character and Characterization in the Novel Far from the Mating Crow. Okay, the first ones I will explain about the abstract, and in this part, explain about this study as to the character and characterization of feminists in the novel Far from the Maiden Crow by Thomas Hardy, 1874. Uh, in this research, I'm using a qualitative descriptive study, and then in this research have a data collection, technique used, and included preparation techniques, data collection, and data analysis. And then the result and discussion contain the character and characterization of figures or feminists, which include things that can motivate building awareness and form positive mindset, so that they can provide a space for social life that builds people so to living equally. The characters of the feminist is solved by the author through indirect characterization and direct characterization. And then introduction. The novel entitled Far from the Maiden Call by Thomas Hardy, 1874, presents the life journey and love story of a beautiful girl. But in this research, the writer does not focus on the romance story, but the writer focuses on the character and characterization of feminists again, the partial people who dominate in the novel The Fair from Maiden Call. And in the novel From the Mating Crow, the character of its feminist character illustrates the rejection of the patriarchy that dominate in her life, so that in the novel feminist soul characters who are firm, brave, responsible, independent, and hardworking. Such characters are a demand in themselves and in terms of the social life of the community, as well as a demand for the right to life equally. And still about introduction. The characterization of a feminist in the novel illustrates the emphasis on the social life of the community, which has a major influence on their survival. A novel is a literary work that involves the human psyche. Thus, the novel can be studied with psychological studies. The psychological studies in the paper focus on the psychology of the character in the novel. Psychological traits are shown by the determination of feminists in the dealing with the patriarchal dominating in their life and fighting for the right to equal life and dignity as human beings. The psychological study of the novel Far from the Maiden Crow focuses on the choleric feminist character in the novel. Choleric character is included in the niche that arise because of environmental injustice, Hal 1995. This character is shown to one's effort to get something. This promise that problems can trigger human psychology to create a firm, courageous, responsible, independent, and hardworking character. These characters are an attempt to defend the right to equal life and dignity as a human being. And then literature review. In this study, the author used a literature review as a framework designed to classify the source of general data and information study in this general data and information study. This study was conducted to analyze the character and characterization of feminists in the novel Far from the Maiden Call, written by Thomas Hardy, 1874. In this study, the author did not find other results that was very relevant to this research, but the author found the source of data that were almost relevant to this research, including the first research conducted by Asmal Farida Azizi and Purwarati Anggraini in 2018 about the character of hard work, and it's the second characterization of the novel of criminals and their silence, research conducted by Aida Aziza and Lely Nisfi Setiana in 2016 about character of the characters in the novel Langit Mekah Fogi read by Gilderaham Al-Bisri, visit on religious character values and their implication in literature learning at Madrasah Aliyah. The third result conducted by Andi Adam on analysis of characteristic values of the main characters in the first menstrual novel by N.M. And the fourth research conducted by Fernando Maramis in 2012 on character analysis in Breaking Novel Down by Steffi Meyer. Still about literature review. In this research for data source, the author uses qualitative data as data source in conducting and developing research with a research method, namely the qualitative description method. Qualitative descriptive research aims to describe, explain, and answer in more detail the problems to be studied by studying as much as impossible an individual, a group, or an event in a qualitative research. Humans are research instruments, and the results are written in the form of words or statements that are by the actual situation. Tribuna 2016. The similarity of this research with other research on character and characterization in a novel is only in the approach, that method of finding data, while the difference between this study and other research in the novel that is discussed, the characters in the novel, and the delivery of characterization and techniques in data collection. And then about the research methodology. The method used in this study uses a descriptive method, namely revealing that the facts that arise by giving a description from Nawawi in Siswantoro 2005. The steps in conducting this research method are as follows. First one is preparation. Read the entire contents of the novel breaking down, and B. Read several books related to the research topic as supporting data, and C. Read results related to this research on the internet. And the second one, data collection. In the collection data, the writer first finds out the needs of this research and then identify it by focusing this research on the dialogue, actions, and comments made by the characters, especially the feminists in the novel Far from the Maiden Goal. After finding the character and characterization of the characters, then immediately classify them. And the third one, data analysis. In analyzing the data, the author uses a descriptive method to analyze the data through an intrinsic approach. The intrinsic approach is used to analyze the novel performed the main role by highlighting the character and characterization of the feminist figures in the novel. Okay, and then this is a reference from my research. Okay, I think that's all for my present today. Thank you and salam.
Sam.
Okay, okay, Priska, thank you for your presentation. Show it for your friends' suggestions and corrections maybe later, right? Now let's go to Lucia Utami. Are you ready, Lucia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, time is yours.
Yes. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, today I will present my proposal entitled The Analysis of Feminism of Hamlet Novel. Okay, the first is abstract. Hamlet is a novel about revenge and madness. And this research proposal aims to analyze the importance of two female characters in drama, are Ophelia and Gertrude. In this research proposal, the researcher conduct a feminism analysis of the novel by investigating how the action and behavior of Ophelia and Gertrude are influenced by contemporary patriarchal society, and how they affect the choice of male character. Therefore, in the research proposal, the researcher conduct a careful reading of the novel character as a method to investigate how Ophelia and Gertrude are portrayed in the novels. And for the introduction, Tragedy of Hamlet is a very popular story. Hamlet is a tragedy by William Shakespeare. This story tells about a revenge because this story is very popular. Many writers write this story in form of novel. One of them is Jennifer Bassett. Hamlet's madness and revenge are the foundation of the story since his decisions are the one that lead to mass death. However, this decision can be argued to irrational and emotional. There are only two female characters in the novel, are Gertrude and Ophelia. Both characters seem unimportant and morally play supporting roles. At first, they are illustrated as weak, passive, and dependent. However, their choice and action contribute greatly to the plot. Gertrude is a strong woman who tries to control Hamlet and Claudius to help them make the right choices and rule as queen for the state interest. She does not let her feelings interfere with her behavior. Ophelia is seduced by Hamlet, who gives her his supposedly true affection and the promise of love. This research proposal will analyze about feminism in Hamlet novel. That means this proposal will focus on the ways in which the writer represents Ophelia and Gertrude in the novel. And for the literature review, the theories of feminism. Feminism was born in early 20th century, pioneered by Virginia Woolf in her book A Room of One's Own. Etymologically, feminist come from the word woman, meaning woman who I am to fight for the right of women as a social class. Feminist goals are balanced gender in relation. In a broader sense, feminist is a woman want to reject everything that is marginalized, subordinate, and demanded by the dominant culture, both in the political and economic field and in social life in general. Feminism theory as tool for women to fight for their right is closely related to racial class conflict, especially gender conflict. In contemporary literary theory, feminism is a phenomenon that occurs almost all over the world. And then in relation to culture studies, women problems are more related to gender equality. Feminists, especially issues regarding women, are generally associated with emancipation, the movement of women to demand equal rights with men, but in the political and economic field as well as social cultural movement in general. Example of men domination, both in the form of main character of fictional work content in literary work and factual figures as author can be seen in both old literature and modern literature. Awareness changed since the 1970s, since the birth of popular novel, which was followed by the rise of a number of author and female characters. According to Sheldon, there are 5 problems that commonly arise in relation to feminist story, namely a biological problem, experience, discourse, the unconscious, conscious, and socio-economic problem. And for the methodology, the approach used in this research is qualitative. In qualitative research, the research address a research problem where the variables are unknown and requires preparation. The method in assessing Hamlet written by Jennifer Bassett is qualitative descriptive method. The term of research method as the type of research that findings are not obtained through statistical procedure or other form of state-based task and Corbin. The source of the data is the study is Hamlet written by Jennifer Bassett. The, the technique uh, the technique collecting data in this research is using document. The result of a data source will be recorded for use in prepare the research report is according with the aim and objective to be achieved. The steps of the data collection of this study are as follows. 1. Researcher read Hamlet carefully. Researcher find the feminism content in Hamlet. And this is the references in my proposal. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, Lucia, thank you. Okay. Wait for your friends to prepare questions and suggestions. Okay, Lucia, now let's go to the next presenter. Should be. Oh. Lucia Nanda Lely. Lely, are you here, Lely?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you ready now?
Wait.
Okay. We have Lely and Ancha. Ancha, are you here? Ancha? Ancha Renhor. Oh, Ancha is not here. Okay. Lely. The time is
Um,
yours. 10
okay,
minutes.
sir. Um, Good morning, everyone. I am Laili Rahmatin Nuriana, and in this occasion, I'd like to present about the research proposal that I write, which the title is "The Representation of Feminism in Tomboy Song Lyrics" by Destiny Rogers. Let me begin with the abstract. This research was about the feminism on the song lyric, which aimed to find the representation of feminism in song lyrics entitled Tomboy, which is sung by Destiny Rogers, a singer from America. The method that the researchers used in this study was descriptive qualitative method. This research focused on method of Sarah Mills at micro level in his book entitled Discourse, which talked about the critical discourse analysis method, which the analysis process was divided into two levels, namely at the position of subject-object and the position of the readers. The aim of this research is to conduct a study to find out the representation of feminism in the lyrics of the song in the lyrics of the song Tomboy by Destiny Rogers. The caricature wants to convey to the communicant, with the lyrics written by songwriters. They invite listeners to interpret with their experience and knowledge and process them for the basic foundation for understanding song lyrics. In other words, song lyrics can produce many perceptions that are influenced by the level of understanding someone has from the experience they have. In a song called Tomboy by Destiny Rogers, the author expected that the song contained a feminism in the lyrics. Thus, the feminism is a women's movement that fights for the emancipation, for full equality of rights between women and men. Based on the description above, the researcher is interested in conducting a study to find out the representation of feminism in the lyrics of the song Tomboy, which was popularized by Destiny Rogers. The next is about the literature review. Feminism is a movement committed by women to reject everything marginalized, subordinated, and demeaned by dominant cultures both in political, economic, and other social life. Feminism is a belief that women and men are inherently of equal worth. By Desmawati. Feminism sticks up because most people prioritize men as leaders in a group because they are considered stronger and taller. So a social movement is needed to achieve equality between women and men. Feminism is organized activity on behalf of women's rights and interests by Merriam-Webster. It can be concluded that women and men should have equal opportunities and believe that women and men are bound to the same values. So feminism is a women's movement that demands full equality to rights between women and men. Song is one of the familiar literatures in the listener's ear by Setiawati and Mariani. And according to Gemelus, songs can be described as artworks in singing to musical instrument accompaniment. However, a song is a short rhyme or a collection of beautiful words in music accompanied by musical instrument and is intended to be sung and heard by the listeners. A musical work is called a song if only the existing sequence of melody is covered by song lyrics, song texts or lyrics by Suharto. A beautiful melody can spoil the ears of the listeners so that the audience can be attracted to the song. Therefore, the melody is one of the most important part in song. The melody is made based on the concept of what the song has. If the song has sad lyrics or concept, then the melody has to be made in a safe tone to match the lyrics. In addition, the lyrics must also be as attractive and in accordance with the concept of the song. The lyrics are one of the most important things in conveying the meaning of the song to the listener. And then the next is about the research methodology. The writer used a qualitative term methodology by describing the representation of feminism in the song lyrics Tomboy by Destiny Rogers. Here are the references that the writer used for the research methodology. And I think those all about the presentation that I can contact. Thank you and salam.
Okay. Now let's go listen. Ance Renwar. Lali, then Ance. Ance, are you here, Ance? No. Okay. Ance is not here. I don't know where is he. Okay, now let's go to questions and answer sessions. Okay, time is yours. If you have questions, I'm going to not mention your name and then say what you want to ask or what you want to suggest to one or two or three or the four presenters. This morning we have four presenters. Okay, Nanda, number one, Nanda, and then number two, Teresia Priska, number three, Lucian Altami, and number four, Laili Rahmatin. Okay, any suggestions or questions from the audience, from the other students? Hmm? You know, a seminar is a medium for you to get insights, to get um, comments or responses from other participants. So we have here about 24 participants. So we hope that the other 24 students are active, taking notes on what they are going to ask, right? And in last year's seminar, I think some students got low scores and unexpected grades because they did not ask questions or give any comments or responses to the presentation of other students. So it is very important to me for you to respond to your friend's presentation because that's one of the requirements of a seminar. There should be responses, at least a question. If you cannot give suggestions or corrections, and maybe ask a question. That will be uh, giving the presenters to think again about the proposal. But if all of you keep silent, then the presenters will not know how to improve their proposals. Okay? Nur Adi, do you have any questions? Nur Adi Dwi Pangesti?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question about for Nanda.
Okay, Nanda.
I'm curious about your title. Why you focus on the main character for your research?
Okay. Nanda, have you got the question from
Yes, yes, yes,
thing?
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
I will answer now, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, uh, I thought that I mentioned that your question before that. Why I choose this uh the character specifically on the talent roads. Why? Because talent roads in that movie, in Now You See Me 2 movie, if you know, the talent roads is in two side. Talent roads lead in two side. First side, he lead in FBI, and then the other side, he also lead the Force Horsemen. So why I choose the character in the Thailanders uh, that I do not choose the other character. So the talent routes is interesting for me because of that.
What
Thank you.
interests you about that character? What interests
Yes, because she lead in a two sector.
in?
She lead in FBI and in the Four Horsemen.
So what's interesting about that place?
It's
Planet?
a different. I think it's different leadership. So how she live in the so FBI and the Horseman is again see something like uh conflict, make a problem between the two sides. So they also so in the last movie or the part last movie, so Terror is choice in the in on the Four Horsemen. So
Okay, by the
it's
way, do you really understand the definition of leadership, Nanda? What is
mm,
leadership actually?
so, so I still run for details, sir, but I learn from Green K uh, Green Life theory that leadership is uh, someone who can make some like 10 concept that I mentioned before. It's about your humanity and some how the team or the group can work together to uh, accept their purpose or they aim in some way of course.
Okay, but
And
I think you need to read more references about leadership.
yes sir, of course. So I still read from the other theory about the leadership, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Nanda. Is there any other question
Yes sir.
from the audience to other speakers? We have Luciana, we have Lily, we have Priska. I'd like to ask Yola Nanda. Do you have question to one of the three presenters? Luciana, Priska, or Lily? Yola, are you here, Yola Nanda? Are you? Well, Yola Nanda is not here. Okay.
I don't have questions, sir.
Why? Why don't you have question?
I think is enough.
No.
Uh,
What do you mean by enough? You know, if you listen to your friend's presentation, then if you try to understand the presentation, I believe that you have something to ask. You have some, say, for example, some parts of the presentation that struck you, struck your mind, and you're curious. And because you're curious, then you have questions. That's the logic of a seminar, right? Yela? If if only you really listen to the presentation and pay attention to the presentation carefully. Okay, Yela. But if you have no question, then okay, that's okay. That's okay with me. No problem. Okay, let's go to Rahma Noriza. Do you have a question? Rahma, where are you? Rahma Noriza. Are you sleeping? Rahma Noriza. Are you sleeping or are you sleepy or are you eating something? Okay, Rama Noriza is not responding. Ronnie, do you have any question, Ronnie? Okay, it seems that Ronnie is also not here. What about um, Rihanna Agustina? Do you have any question?
No, sure.
No. Why? Because you don't understand what they're talking about, right? What? Okay. Siamiaton, do you have any question? No? Okay. It seems to me that there is no question from the audience, and well, I think that's all for this morning's presentation. And you just let the opportunity go away, right? Because if you ask question, you would get some grades. I give you some point on your question. Well, since you just leave the opportunity away, yeah, that's it, and that's okay with me. No problem. And okay, we come to next week's presentation, and we have in the list we have Odilia, Nur Adi, Cahaya, Galang, and Syamiatun. Right, we have 5 students next week. Well, okay, thank you. That's it, I think, for today. See you next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.